And now, maritime startups from across the country will showcase how they are addressing the long-standing challenges of the maritime shipping industry through digitization, automation, real-time insights, and the use of advanced deep tech solutions. Through each of their rapid 5-minute presentations, you'll get a glimpse into the startups at the very forefront of this transformation of the traditional shipping industry. Our first presentation is by Captain Dhruv Sawhney, co-founder and CEO, ShipsKart. Captain Sawhney.
Thank you, Economic Times, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to present ShipsKart in front of such an august gathering. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dhruv Sawhney. I'm a former ships captain and now the CEO and co-founder of ShipsKart, which is essentially an Amazon-like procurement platform for the maritime industry. As we are aware, 90% of the world trade is carried or rather transported by ships, and ships play a very, very pivotal role in maintaining global supply chains. And that's why ships need to be maintained well. And for maintenance, they need to be supplied well. And that's why ShipsKart comes in. For a market which is as much as $100 billion globally and about $200 million plus in India, we still rely on antiquated and old age ERP softwares and Excel sheets. As we speak, 90% of the procurement happens over Excel sheets, where there are no pictures, no descriptions, and no brand details. Though there are a number of challenges globally when it comes to procurement, I've written some India-centric challenges, and the three most important points here are fragmented supplier network. For a country as large as India, where with a huge coastline, if you asked anybody from the maritime fraternity who is the largest ship supplier in India, you might never get an answer. There might be a bigger ship supplier in Bombay, there would be a bigger one in Chennai, another one in Visakhapatnam, but no pan-India supplier. Second, there is lack of transparency in product pricing. So, a ship with a Russian captain comes to India, he's coming here for the first time and does not know how the system works, does not know the pricing. A vendor can sell his products at a 50% profit margin as well. So there is this lack of transparency in products. One of the reasons that a lot of shipping companies do not like to buy their products or stores in India is because of inconsistent quality. Other than that, it's a very complex custom process. It's very, very manual when you have to take the truck inside the port, bring the truck back. It's a very, very labor-intensive job. And of course, ports are not open to supplies 24/7. So ShipsKart was the need of the hour. We started our company, we incorporated the company in 2017, 2018, and we started our operations. We've tried to address all the challenges that I've mentioned earlier, including providing you a digitalized catalog. So what you see is what you really get. So we're possibly the only Indian supplier now with pan-India presence. We've got warehouses pan-India. We've got a platform which can be seamlessly integrated with any ERP system in the world. You can, again, with the first company in the world which has developed an app wherein you can order, approve your stores through a click of a button. So these are the 4 places where we've got warehouses. We've recently opened one in Chennai. We've got one in Gujarat, Mumbai, and Cochin. And in the next 6 to 8 months, we'll be opening 2 more warehouses, one in Visakhapatnam and Kolkata. So in this regard, we'll become the only Indian supplier with having pan-India presence. Our business growth, I've segregated this into India versus global. So we've done about $4 million so far in India, 300 plus vendors, $6.5 million, globally. We've seen 2x growth in the last 2 financial years, and I think this year we should end up with about $15 million, $15 to $17 million at the end of March 31st. Also, we've been very important point which Mr. Mohandas Pai was also making about profitability. We've built a strong financial model wherein we've been net profit all throughout in each of the financial years. Here's a glimpse of our warehouses in Mumbai, Gujarat, Kochi, and Chennai. So next month, the platform that we've created is a very close-knit platform. People with shipping companies, captains who have a valid username and password can access the platform. However, next month we come up with an open-ended website wherein you can see the pricing, live inventory across all products. There are about 50,000 products that we normally supply to ships. So you'll be seeing all these products online with their pricing and live inventory. Here's a glimpse of how the closed-knit platform works. I understand, if you come from any other industry, this might be a very sort of a usual website where you add products to the cart and get it delivered. But for an industry as traditional as maritime, this is something never seen. Exactly the same things can be done through the app itself. So you write down the port details, the ETA, ATD of the vessel, write a message for the company, and submit the requisition. We're working with possibly all the top clients in India and abroad, the likes of Great Eastern, Shreya Shipping, both listed companies of India. And we've got about 70 odd clients globally. We're catering to about 250 odd ships on a monthly basis. As we're growing, I think there is so much that we can add value in terms of working closely with the government. And the first thing here would be to open warehouses within the ports. Obviously, we've got warehouses outside the ports, but if we can have warehouses within the ports, we can serve the ships 24/7. And of course, we don't get a chance really to work with government-owned companies, government-owned shipping companies like Dredging Corporation of India and Shipping Corporation of India, because it's a tender-based process that government follows. So we've raised so far about $4 million, and our last valuation was about $30 million. We've got this money from strategic investors who understand the how procurement works, and they've all part of the shipping fraternity. Some of the investors themselves own ships, so people who understand shipping have invested in us, and I think by the end of this year we'll be raising a substantial amount. We've got, as I said, more and more people approaching us for investment because we're a profitable company. We are using money only to exponentially go forward and not to not burning investors' money just for traction. We've got a mix of marine and finance in our board. Possibly one of the most distinguished people that you'll come across in the maritime industry. All of them have about 200 plus years in the maritime industry cumulatively. Thank you. I'll be happy to answer any questions later on if you have. Thank you.
Thank you, Dhruv. Our next presentation is by T Mathai, co-founder and CEO, EyeRov. Johns.
Very good morning to all. Am I audible, right? Yeah. I'm Johns, I'm CEO and founder of EyeRov. We are a deep tech startup in the marine and robotics space. We build unmanned solutions for oil and gas, energy, and also the defense sector. Started back in 2017, till now we have around 70 plus projects completed with more than 40 plus clients. We are also an investee company of Gale and a couple of reputed investors in the industry. We have winners of multiple awards, including the National Startup Award last year. We are a team of around 35 members. So coming to the problem what we are solving, there are around $1 trillion worth of infrastructures, which includes dams, bridges, underwater pipelines, as you see ports. These are infrastructures which are aging, and these infrastructures need to be inspected in a timely manner. And currently most of these inspections are done by manual methods, and this lacks consistency, and there is the environment these inspections are done are very hostile. And there is a lot of data being piled up during these kind of inspections, and most of these data get lost in any of the shelves without any predictive analytics or any analytics based on what decision making can be done on this data actually. So we at EyeRov build unmanned solutions which are called as underwater drones. You are familiar with aerial drones. What we build is underwater drones for inspections of these critical infrastructures. We also have something called as unmanned surface vehicles which can be used for surveillance and inspections purposes actually. This is just a hardware solution. We build two kind of solution. One is the hardware which collects the data for these inspections and surveillance purposes. We also have something called as a software solution, which is a data processing platform for collecting the data, processing the data, and then visualizing the data. So as you see on the left bottom, we have data enhancement. So the images underwater are sometimes hazy or not very clear. So we clear these images to make better decision making. We have AI-based system to detect defects and anomalies of the underwater videos or any data collected, and all the data goes into a digital platform so that you can make decision making much faster. Consider you do an inspection of a dam which is around 100 hours of video. You cannot sit through the entire 100 hours of video and find out its defects and anomalies. So we create this platform to pinpoint and create the X, Y, Z coordinates of defects so that you make the decisions much faster. So what is our value proposition? Our solutions are unmanned and it can be deployed fully autonomous 24/7. It's more sustainable as we use electric boats instead of diesel boats. Our solutions collect 10x more data. Our solutions are unmanned and hence safer and efficient. All our data goes digitalized, hence better decision making and predictive analytics. Applications in the maritime sector and port sector as we are towards this sector. One of them is hydrographic surveys, because as you see there are a lot of shipping channels where regularly dredging happens, and most of these are happening by manual methods or conventional boats. Our unmanned boats can do hydrographic surveys and measure water depth at continuous intervals. We can do inspections of ship hulls, as ship hull biofouling is one of the major cause of larger amount of fuel consumptions. Surveillance and patrolling near port areas, which is another critical aspect, as India has one of the largest coastlines in the world. Port security and anti-terrorism, as you saw, the Mumbai incidents and all, port security is one of the very critical aspects. Inspection of port structures, as I said, one of the aging infrastructures is ports, where you need to inspect what is under the port structures, what is the condition of that. Water quality monitoring. Search and rescue applications, where you have incidents of drowning incidents, you have vessel collisions, all these requires surveillance and inspection solutions. This is not just the area we work with, we have diverse sectors. We work in dams, bridges, shipping and ports, of course, energy and oil and gas sector for offshore rigs and other inspections. We also work in the defense sector, which Navy and Coast Guard is one of our major customer, as it can be used for inspections and surveillance for the underwater sector, disaster for underwater drowning incidents, research labs, the fisheries, the aquatic, the DRDO labs where we already work with. Just wanted to cover some of the case studies related to ports and security. We have done for inland water authorities, we have done bathymetric surveys for in partner. We have done port surveys for Cochin Port Trust, which is again a shipping channel where you need continuous depth profiling so that the vessels can move easily. We have done salvage operation where there are around 20 to 30 ship wreckages in the Mumbai port. We have done surveys to estimate where is the exact position of that wreckage and how it is positioned, so that can be recovered actually. Apart from that, we have very prestigious clients such as Tata Power. We do inspections for dams. We have done power plant projects for Adani. We have done supplied units to DRDO labs and Indian Coast Guards. Our vision is to be the world's #1 company in robotics space. We want our solutions are deep tech solutions backed by patents and intellectual property. Our solutions are safer, efficient, and sustainable. As our Prime Minister say, make in India and sell to the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Johns. Our final presentation in this segment is by Pradhnesh Bhonsale, CEO and Director, Logstar. Pradhnesh.
Good morning, I'm Pradhnesh Bhonsale from Logstar. Logstar is part of Unicorn group of companies. These companies were started by four first-generation entrepreneurs, with each having more than 20 years of experience in the shipping industry. We are 430 plus people strong organization, and we have a cumulative implementation experience of implementing our services or software at 130 plus sites across 60 plus countries. That's our global footprint, 60 plus countries. And from this, Logstar is having a footprint of 30 sites across 18 countries. These are some of our clienteles. The clienteles are primarily port and terminals operator, including shipping lines, which has backward integration into the ports and terminal industry. So what do? We provide TOS. TOS is Terminal Operations Systems or Terminal Operations Solutions, and this is for both the marine terminals as well as the inland terminals. It covers operations from ocean, seaports, depots, and also some parts of the logistics or the transportation business. So our software has various modules and mobile device applications which handle execution of operations like marine operations or harbor master operations, vessel berth planning, gate operations, rail operations, warehousing operations, and other such activity points which are in a particular in a terminal. The software handles operations for containers, containerized cargoes, general cargo like break bulk, neo break bulk, dry bulk, and also RoRo, that is vehicle operations. When we started the company, we were just two people, and now we have grown. For Logstar, we have about 85 people, and I think what we have achieved so far is we have increased our footprint mainly in the global or like overseas sector, and there are certain things we haven't done so well. So this is what we are expecting to do for the next leap or next phase of growth. Our target is to grow by at least 10x from the current levels and to achieve it within the next 3 years. And To achieve that, these are the plans that we have made to achieve it. The main thing here is, apart from the software, it's also the distribution network. So both the sales and marketing network as well as the software distribution network that we want to enhance. We want to enhance the software distribution from a B2B setup to a B2C setup. And the main growth will come from the last part, that is the logistics or transportation, that is the last mile connectivity. We also have plans to get implementation partners on board for implementing our software. And we are already in the process of incorporating AI-assisted technologies, not just for the enhancement or the feature enhancement of our software, but also for improving our software delivery lifecycle. So yeah, that is about us. And if there are any questions, I'll be glad to take it later on. Thanks for your time and attention.